Hello, welcome back to the Wrestling Newsroom. I'm your host, All Things Wrestling, and today we're going to be looking at all the wrestling news from Monday. We start with the massive news that Ring of Honor are now announcing their streaming service. It's going to be called Honor Club. It's going to have a massive on-demand library, access to watch all the pay-per-views like WWE Network. They have two brackets of membership. They have standard membership, which is $9.99 a month, or for a year it's $100. That gives you access to the whole video library, 50% off all the pay-per-views for Ring of Honor of that year. Like every pay-per-view, if you're buying them, are going to be 50% off. You also get 15% off of all Ring of Honor merchandise at their Ring of Honor Pro Shop, and you get in pre-sale for tickets for events. What's it called? The annual VIP membership is $120, which if you're paying $9.99 a month, you'd be paying that anyway. So it sounds like it'd be a good upgrade to go for the VIP, which includes the same benefits as the standard membership, but also gives you all the Ring of Honor pay-per-views for free, not discounted. So overall, that sounds like a much better deal to get the VIP one, which I'm assuming what they're going to push for, but have the option for people who have less money to pay less for a product, I guess. It will be available on a new Ring of Honor app on Android and iOS, and channels on Roku, Apple TV and Android TV as beta versions for select fans. So it sounds like the app's going to be available and they're going to kind of trial it on TV. Obviously it'll be on website on like Mac and PC. It is still in the beta phase at the minute, and it's going to be launching very, very soon. I cannot wait to see what they do with it. I love the idea of having a Ring of Honor streaming service. I will definitely personally be checking it out, and hopefully they do a free trial so I can just see what it's like. I love it because TNA have their own app, New Japan have their own app. Everyone has their own app. It's really, really good. Now we move on to the story that we probably all know about, but Matt Hardy is now listed as the owner of the TNA trademark applications of Broken Matt, Brother Nero, Broken Brilliant, and Vanguard 1. Ed Norholm and Matt reportedly signed an agreement on January the 8th to hand over ownership of the trademarks to Hardy, which is fantastic. He needed to get them. And Rebby responded by saying, "Trademarks I filed last year are officially safe. Glad that's over. I promised I'd always fight for you, and I did, and always will. Congratulations, Matt Hardy." I'm so glad they got the victory that they deserve. I really am glad. And we have a massive match announced for tonight. Bray Wyatt is facing Roman Reigns in a qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber. Goodbye, Bray Wyatt. You're getting screwed. I think Matt might screw him, but either way, Bray's getting buried by Roman. Sorry about that, dude. And then we go to UFC announced an upcoming pay-per-view for June in Chicago, and CM Punk responded with a Twitter post. Where is it? Looking face, like looking eyes, and then So he's kind of teased that he might be there. Well, with it being in his home state, it's UFC 225, so I'm intrigued to see what CM Punk will do. And then, as we mentioned on our podcast, please check it out. All Things Super Podcast. Me, Super Chasney, Ross Mackey. It's a fantastic podcast. Please go check it out. Booker T blamed Corey Graves for the reason he's no longer doing commentary on Raw. I'm going to quote the entire thing. "If I got Corey Graves into a fist, a cuff, I would beat him down like he stole something. I would be whipping his ass all day long. I'm a nice guy until you get on my bad side. Corey Graves right now, I wouldn't necessarily say he's on my bad side, but he's the reason I'm not on Monday Night Raw right now. A lot of people in the company thought that I was going to jump on him and I was going to do something bad to him, and that I was going to drag him and take him out to the woodshed. I was going to beat that man so bad I was going to beat him until this man said, please just don't beat me anymore." That's how hot I was getting. That's how close I was to getting to say, "Hey," until they said, "Hey, Book, step back a second. We're going to regroup. We're going to press the rewind button and send you back to the kickoff show and cool you down for a second. We don't want you to do anything to Corey Graves because we know what you could do to him." To be fair, this is a guy that kicked the shit out of Batista, so I'm not going to debate whether he could kick the shit out of Corey Graves, to be honest. He said, I'm sitting there for a reason. Corey Graves knows it. This will probably make all the dirt sheets like Melvin and those guys, but if I catch Corey Graves on the street, I'm going to do something to him I won't do in the office or anything. I'm not going to do it at an airport. He doesn't say what Corey Graves did to kick him off commentary. It just sounds like something happened and he wants to kick the shit out of him. I don't know. It's a whole weird situation, but I like Jonathan Coachman because, to be fair, Shucky Ducky Quack Quack was fucking shit. No offence to you, Booker T. Don't hurt me. But let's just let them have their heat and just move on. I hope that's the last. Oh, wait, no! Corey Graves posted the following on Twitter, which was an indirect response to Booker T's comments. Thus, the expert in battle moves, the enemy is not moved by him. Sun Tzu's, yes, this is what you think it is. I have no idea how to respond to that. Let's just move on. Rey Mysterio commented on a possible WWE return. I want to say there is a big possibility that I'll be back. We're figuring out what the situation is, from both ends, but there's definitely a positive feedback on behalf of the fans, on behalf of WWE staff, on behalf of myself. I think we're possibly going to sit down and negotiate something where we can both work together and have a good time and enjoy. Yes, 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 yes. Please, please, please. And then in a recent Twitter Q&A, here's a couple of things that were brought up to Cody Rhodes about Vince McMahon. If Vince McMahon holds back talent, he doesn't hold anyone back. A lot of time it's hard for fans to accept that some of their favourites have a ways to go, or they become lazy after they get the first LE check. Stardust, for example, didn't go beyond tag gold because I wasn't improving and I got out of shape. His favourite Dusty Rhodes impression, I'm not sure, I don't particularly enjoy them. I don't look at him objectively, I look at him as my father. People getting enjoyment from their impressions is wonderful, but when folks try to tell me a dream story and go into an impression, I walk away. I can completely get that, Cody. I really can. He's your father, not... obviously, to everyone else, he's a wrestling personality, someone that you could do a cool impersonation of, but to you, he's family. He will always be one of the greatest wrestling personalities that ever lived, and I really do wish he's resting in peace. But I do get your point, and to be honest, if someone tried to do an impersonation of, say, one of my family members, I don't know, I'd probably walk away. I get that. And I'm glad that he actually defended Vince there, Jesus. Then we go to more information on the injury of Jason Jordan. He said he's having trouble gripping his hands. His neck is in real bad shape. It sounds like Arn Anderson, Chris Benoit, all those guys before they had surgery. That surgery requires at least a year off, and I'm sure he's doing everything in his power to avoid that surgery. I'm not saying he needs it, but when your grip goes, Edge had the same thing. Edge couldn't lift a dumbbell. For better or for worse, he's in the mix as a single star. I'm sure he wants to just be there and trying to figure out ways through it, but it's a tough situation for him. I don't know who the sixth guy will be, but Jordan was planning to be the sixth guy, most likely Jordan Rollins, but where everything's been built. I'm probably going to have a WrestleMania match, but I don't know how this works out. It's a really tough situation right now. I really don't want to see Jason Jordan have to have neck surgery and miss over a year of his career. No one's going to miss him as a wrestling personality because of his character. No one likes his character, but as a person, I can't wish anyone's career to end. I really do hope he finds a way to avoid this neck surgery. And then Tennille Dashwood, who was formerly known as Emma, worked her first indie match. It was an alright match. So yeah, she's finally made her debut in the Indies. Fantastic. I kind of wish she was still in WWE, but what are you going to do? And then Gail Kim commented on her final match over the weekend for Southside Wrestling Promotion. Last note of the night, my dream was to retire in the UK, and thanks to Southside Wrestling for allowing me to do that privilege to do it for you. Always professional, respectful, and caring and thoughtful. Tonight was the icing on the cake for my career, and I'll always be eternally grateful I could walk away from the ring on such a spectacular note. Tonight was emotional and special, and all thanks to them and the most loyal fans I've ever had. Nothing can beat tonight, so I thank you. You have earned your retirement, Gail Kim. go and enjoy the rest of your wrestling-free life. Hopefully you can make a few appearances here and there for things as a non-wrestling role like most of them do, but you've earned this retiring from an in-ring competitor. You really have. You've had a phenomenal career. And be thankful you can walk away relatively injury-free, which is always the dream for a wrestler. And then, while Sasha Banks helped the Balor Twins against Asuka in the Royal Rumble, the tone of Banks' promo on last week's Raw has led to speculation that Banks will be turning heel soon. She made a message on Twitter that fueled the speculation. She remembered who she was and the game changed. And then someone replied, "I'm happy you finally looked in the evil mirror." Ooh, teasers, I love it. Teasers, thank God. And then Kurt Angle teased fans on Instagram that he'll be returning to the Wrestling Machine persona soon. He said, "Kurt Angle Wrestling Machine mode was my favourite character in WWE. He wasn't very funny, but he could take out anybody in an instant. Will the Wrestling Machine make a return? Stay tuned." And it was the picture of him from, I'd say, ECW One Night Stand 2005. He has the ECW mouth guard in. He's got the shaven head, so it obviously was either 2005 2006. So I can't wait to see if he does that. And then Dave Meltzer commented on Tyler Bate in WWE. He said Tyler Bate lost 4 matches this week. He went 4-0. He went from being the big guy that were grooming for the UK for the future, and he has fallen out of favour. He lost the title to Pete Dunne, and there was a situation where they had a tour. They, at the last minute, wanted to book him on the main roster tour, I think. This was a long enough time ago, but this was right before they put Pete Dunne over him. They called Bate late, and he had to make other plans, and that's what happened. And Bate commented on his recent losses, saying, 205 last night, loss on NXT tonight, another loss, thinking I need to fix up a bit. So hopefully they can just do something with Tyler Bate, because he's fantastic. He's 20 goddamn years old and like so more talented than I am. The guy is fantastic. You seriously need to do something with him. Now that has been the Wrestling Newsroom. If I have got no other stories, nope, no more stories. That has been the Wrestling Newsroom. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give this video a like. Please support me on Patreon at the link in the description below. Subscribe to see more content, and I'll catch you later.